Welcome to the Top 5 Sports Podcast, and I'm your host, Chike Obaka. This is your number one destination for all things sports. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button for more sports-related content, and don't forget to hit the notification button to be notified of new episodes. So, as you guys have seen already from the title, are the Saudis taking over football? That's the question that I have. And this has been on my mind lately for a while. I have tried to understand, for the love of me, why so much money is being pumped into Saudi Arabia, back and forth into Europe, trying to get so many players. So the first question that I had basically is, I want to address why the Saudi Arabians are buying so many European players. So I believe it was this year, June the 5th, 2023, the SPIF, that's the Saudi Arabian private or public investment funds, acquired 75% of four major clubs. I believe Al Ittihad, Al Ahly, Al Nasir, and Al Hilal. Forgive me for pronunciation. I'm not the best with that, but if I pronounced it wrongly, I apologize. But anyways, a little bit of context. The SPIF is a sovereign wealth fund. Total assets about $700-800 billion. So you already know that they have money. They're also the same people that bought Newcastle United. So those of you that watch the Premier League, Newcastle are in the Champions League and they're owned by Saudis, and that's the SPIF. So based on my research, what I found out was that there's actually a strategy behind this. And what that strategy is that the Saudis are presenting a new initiative. And this initiative is to invite foreign investors into the sports arena or sports fair, whatever you want to call it. Basically trying to get foreign private investments into the sports sector. And that's why they're pumping a lot of money inside. Another side to it is that the 2030 World Cup is coming, and Saudi Arabia have already put in a bid for that. So right now they're trying to build up a big sporting portfolio before the World Cup starts. Not the 2026 World Cup, because the 2026 World Cup is going to happen in the U.S., but the 2030 World Cup, bids are already going in. Saudi Arabia, I believe, Egypt, Greece, Italy, so many countries are in. So this is sort of a strategy to kind of attract a lot of foreign investments and a lot of whatever you want to call it, foreign investments, a lot of private investments too as well, to build the sporting sector in Saudi Arabia. And another important thing to note is that it is government backed. And when something is government backed, you know that there's going to be an influx of money coming in. So that's the first question I wanted to ask. Why are Saudi Arabia buying so many European players? Now, the second question I want to ask is, why are European players going to Saudi? Now, usually for those who watch a lot of soccer, when a player reaches around 36, 37, they're sort of in the sunset stage of their career. They kind of ended their career. Okay, it's just, hey, let me just go play 2 years abroad. Earn a chunk of money and just call it quits, right? We saw that with Steven Gerrard going to LA Galaxy. We saw that with Zlatan. We saw that with Frank Lampard. We've seen it with so many players. David Villa going to New York. And then this year, obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo has achieved everything in Europe, everything he ever wanted, one of the greatest of all time. He moved to Al Nasir in January, and that was a huge move. But everyone could understand that that's Ronaldo because he's already achieved everything that he needed to achieve, so that's fine. But there was one specific player that I feel when he moved completely changed the game, and that is Ruben Neves. Ruben Neves is a Portuguese midfielder that played for Wolverhampton and plays for Portugal national team. And why do I say Ruben Neves? Because he's only 26. Ruben Neves is only 26, and he has a ton of years to play left in Europe. However, he decided to go to Saudi. He made the choice. He decided to move his family and himself to go to Saudi Arabia. And that's a little bit unusual. For a player of his caliber, a player of his talent, there were a lot of teams that were looking for him. Man United was interested in him. PSG was interested in him. Even Barcelona were interested in him. But for some reason, he decides to move. at 26. That's pretty unusual because you would think a player like that would have a lot left in the tank to at least compete in Europe. And he was so good. One of the best set piece takers in world football. He has a wonderful, wonderful technique on the ball. But he decided to move to Saudi Arabia. For my research, he was earning about £4.5 million. But the offer Saudi Arabia tripled it basically. So right now he's probably earning almost £20 million a year. It's a lot of money. But the reason why I say Ruben Neves was the pivotal moment for me and why I'm asking these questions about Saudi Arabia, are they taking over football, is because we're starting to see a lot of players move to Saudi. After that transfer, we already saw Benzema, which I understand. He already won the Ballon d'Or. He's won everything in Europe. That's fine. But there's certain players you look at, like Sadio Mane. How old is he? 31, 32? Riyad Mahrez just won the treble with Man City. Few players that I feel, honestly, they still have a lot left in the tank to play in a top flight level or top level football. But for some reason, as soon as offers coming from Saudi Arabia, they're gone. So I beg to ask the question, what is going on with football? Is football changing before our eyes? Are the Saudis taking over? Are football players now interested in money as compared to pride and glory? What is going on with football? Because what I'm seeing, or what I think may happen, is that there might be a shift in what footballers desire these days. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. Obviously, we saw Mbappe reject the offer about a $700 million in salary. Crazy amount of money. But I beg to ask the question, what does this mean for the future of football? Are players now going to be more interested in playing for much more money as compared to playing for winning trophies? Is the game changing before our eyes? Because we always knew that the foundation of football in Europe and Africa and Asia, wherever it is that they love football, it was always built on the fans. The game is always about the fans. It's always about the passion. It's always about the team. Football is one of those rare sports where a team can come from nothing and achieve so much. We see that in the Premier League, how you see a team coming from the third division all the way into the Premier League. We saw with Leicester City coming from a second division, winning the Premier League, and it just makes it beautiful. It makes it a beautiful story. It makes it a Cinderella story, so to speak. But now that we're seeing players move at an early age in their career where they have not achieved anything club-wise, already going to Saudi Arabia, already going for big money moves, it begs the question, is football changing before our eyes? Is it becoming more about the money as compared to more about the glory, the passion, and the fanatics? I don't know. What are your thoughts? That's why I'm curious. I'm asking this question right now. What are your thoughts? What do you think is happening in football before our eyes? Because this is huge. This is new to us. This is huge. So I just wanted to talk about that. I just wanted to throw out the opinion out there, see what you guys thought. And if you think otherwise, let me see your comments below. If you think football is changing, let me know. If you think football is the same, put your comments down below and I appreciate it. Just wanted to hop on here and just rant a little bit. But yeah, my name is Chiki Obaka. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification button to be notified of new episodes. This is the Top 5 Sports Podcast. God bless.